Hello, I've got a question about the assassination of John Lennon. Now, we know it's difficult to prove causality in statistics. An example of why that's difficult, the cock crows in the morning and then the sun rises. Now, we can't really say the cock crowing causes the sun to rise. But I want to question whether there is a link between the media storm surrounding J.R. Ewing in Dallas being shot. Who shot J.R.? And this happened in November 1980. And what happened the following month was the assassination of John Lennon. Now, like I said, it's difficult to see a link, but there is a chronology there between the two events, apparently, on first looking at the situation. Because I remember the shooting of John Lennon. I remember both events. The Who Shot JR was actually almost like a news item. It was actually made up. I think it made the news, the top of the news. It was that much of a media thing. And then my question is, were there any repercussions on that sort of exposure to murderers? Okay, it's fictional, but it kind of didn't exactly criticize the murder of J.R. Ewing, because J.R. Ewing was what you could call a piece of work in Dallas. He was not someone you'd want to mess around with. But that's just my recollection. That, well, people were fascinated with it, but they didn't exactly say the killer was a naughty person. It was about who was the killer. We have to make the killer known. We have to discover who the killer was. And did the following month, well, actually, I think he believed it happened in December. So, yeah, early the following month, John Lennon was murdered. And actually, it could have happened earlier than, was it December the 9th? It could have happened earlier than that, because I think he planned to murder him earlier, but he bottled it. But the question is, did this security guard from Hawaii, Mark Chapman, want to become notorious? He saw people love a villain. Well, JR was a villain, but the killer was a villain. Who is the villain? Oh, I don't want to be a security guard in Hawaii. I mean, how does a security guard, how does that work out? You sat there, people walk past you. Oh, this is a bit lonely. I want to be famous. And he made the decision to get his gun in Hawaii, travel to New York, and we all know. So, apparently, Mark Chapman says he says it's to do with reading his novel. What was that book called? I forgot the name of the book. He read a book and he thought he was told to commit this crime. So apparently, Mark Chapman says there was no connection. But I've researched a little bit. I've asked artificial intelligence, and they kind of said there might be a connection. But what do you think? Is there a connection between the two? Because I actually remember both of them. I actually remember when John Lennon was murdered. I actually woke up to the news about 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke up in those days. So it was Brian Redhead on Radio 4 in England, and he announced at 6:30, because it happened late evening in New York, and 6:30 is about what, 1 o'clock in New York. So they knew by that time this John Lennon was dead. So anyway, what do you think? Is there any connection? Thanks.